The new X1 Pro is aimed squarely at outdoor enthusiasts to record adventures. Climbing, running, snowboarding and mountain and gravel biking. In these fields, it excels.
The video quality, the software and the extras are all a huge leap forward in the HoverAir technology. And I have to admit, I was wrong. Of the current crop of drones out there, I now think this, the X1 Pro, is the best. Certainly for the sort of videos I do, this is the one I would buy.
UK prices have just been announced. Mine was an early version, and in testing I found there were still a few issues to be ironed out. You'll clearly see them in this video.
Continue. Hover.
Let's jump into the testing and see how well the X1 Pro tracks. The Pro is claimed to be able to track at 26 miles an hour, that's 42 kph. That means it can also fly in a force 5 wind, which is around the same speed. So obviously, if flying head-on into a wind of that speed, it's not going to get very far.
I should point out that each of these shots you're seeing on the climb is a separate shot, and I've had to land the drone in between and stop, and previously to change the height and distance I'd need to open the app and connect it, but now I can do it all from the display screen that's on the X1 Pro.
Like all drones, wind influences speed and battery life, which is claimed at around 16 minutes. Just 2 batteries come with the aircraft, I prefer 4.
Tracking is meant to be improved with the X1 beacon. Apparently this establishes a stronger link to the aircraft. It also gives you a video screen and you can start the recording and stop it, so you have much more control and you can see the shot you're getting. In an emergency, there are some very basic controls that allow you to take control of the aircraft.
There was a known issue with getting my beacon to connect. I'm told this has now been fixed and a new one is coming.
So, with the beacon active to give us the best chances, let's try a downhill speed test.
A bit of a wind. Actually, quite a lot of wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour. 12 miles an hour. So add about 8 to the speed I call out. That's 18 miles an hour. 16. Slowing down a bit in the bend. 15. Let's drop it a bit. 21, 26, need to see around this bend, slowing down, clear, right, 25, 26, oh, lost it.
Oh, there we go, that's fortunate, it's there. Oh, a find my drone feature would be handy because it is still switched on.
I think it's worth saying that it is impressive that is now flying again so quickly after that crash. And this is the hardest test, flying backwards with just onboard tracking. Hey, a thumbs up and a subscribe would be great. Thank you. 18, 20 miles an hour and no beacon. That's pretty good going. I've done this test a few times, not all filmed, and it followed at 30 miles an hour. Which got me wondering, what else will it track? Will it track a car when the beacon is inside the vehicle or hanging out of the window? No, it doesn't. I tried a couple of times, but it still seems it needs a human form to lock onto.
The X1 Pro keeps the ability to record audio and then use noise cancelling to remove the sound of its own rotors. And in fact, they've actually improved it with now 3 levels of noise cancelling. I think I should say that they gave me this craft free so I could make videos with it, but I'm not working to any approved script. They don't veto anything that I've got to say. These are my honest opinions. Just can't afford to keep buying drones. Now, will it manage this tree?
No, it didn't. In fact, that became a bit of a theme on this outing, crash after crash. Fortunately, the robust frame shrugged these off. The X1 Pro has what they call proximity sensors to the rear, which are meant to reduce this sort of thing, but my testing suggests otherwise. The Pro Max has additional vision-based sensors that may or may not cut down on crashes. The original X1 had problems flying over snow and water. The reflective surface confused its downward-facing sensors. Now the X1 Pro can apparently handle these surfaces, and it can fly over cliffs where the ground suddenly drops away. I've only tested it over water. You have to make sure Omni-Terrain feature is enabled. I didn't attempt to get it to follow me into the loch because when I lay down to swim, I felt it would lose my body reference and land, probably in the sea. The automatic flight modes are more stable thanks to a 2-axis gimbal rather than one and improved software. And while they're happening, to save me reading out a slew of numbers, these are the frame rates the X1 Pro can achieve. I'm pleased to see there's a 25 and 24 frames per second and slow motion. It has 32 gig of internal storage and takes a micro SD card. The Pro Max does all of that and is exactly the same size and weight, but has a CMOS sensor and shoots 8K. Plus it has HDR recording and 4K slow-mo, so it comes with bigger onboard storage and again takes a micro SD card. And if you're wondering what that slow motion looks like, here's 4K 50 frames a second slowed to half speed, and then the drone's best slow motion 1080 at 120 frames a second, slowed roughly 4 times. Manual control using the app is good. The claimed range increases from 30 to 500 meters. Virtual joysticks are superimposed on the now full-screen display. There are adjustments for exposure compensation, for ISO, and for shutter speed. Combine this with the new neutral density filters and you have a powerful flying camera. The NDs are usually described as sunglasses for a lens, and so they're most useful in bright conditions such as a desert or snowy mountains. For now, I'm deliberately flying this full auto. And that is how many people will use the X1 Pro. Take off from Palm, use the dolly track feature and 1 or 2 of the intelligent flight modes. If you want to film someone else or shoot some scenics, then the app offers a lot more than just basic flying. So initially, I think the X1 Pro is all that I would buy, and I'd add the extras later. Prices start with the basic combo, including charger and case. This looks like the cycling kit. HoverAir sent me the cycling combo. It has the beacon, extra battery and handlebar mount. There's also this mini pannier bag that I think is meant to be fastened across the top tube, but it's not secure and my legs hit it with every pedal stroke, so I won't be using it. It can be zipped together and used as a carrying bag. The handlebar mount is fine, but you can't currently buy separately the mount for the beacon. You have to buy the cycling combo to get that. The neutral density filters are not currently listed or priced on the website, and I haven't used them, but they would be useful if flying in bright and snowy conditions. Some of this might change, so there's a link to the website in the video description. I haven't been sent a power case, but it is meant to keep the aircraft safe and charge it at the same time, while also keeping it warm in cold environments. As will the thermo batteries, which are claimed to work down to -20 Celsius, that's -45 Fahrenheit. But the biggest extra is the beacon and the additional joystick controllers. These allow you to fly the X1 Pro in full manual. This controller is like a transformer. You start with the beacon and attach one of the joystick modules so you can fly one-handed. I can't see myself doing this when the app is so good. Add the other joystick module and you have a pretty good manual controller, to which you can add a phone for an even bigger screen.
It's quite interesting flying it like this, because this is probably the most portable controller I've ever had. Although I'm not sure it's that much better than using the app.
I've not flown it much in full manual, and frankly it deserves its own video when I've learnt more, so I shall hold off this part of the review. The modular controller saves weight, but in that case, it doesn't save much space. Downloading to the phone over Wi-Fi is now very fast, but strange things happen with the date stamp. It's the same when I drag and drop to my computer, and file numbering is out too. Both of these should be easy fixes. The most useful drone is the one you have with you. The folding portability makes the X1 and now Pro series super useful. The Pros are a little bigger and a little heavier, but crucially, they'll still fit in a big pocket.
So now I need to fly more with the controller, but I also need to make another video comparing the quality from the X1 Pro to the original X1, and of course the Neo, along with some downloadable comparative footage. Please subscribe to the channel and you won't miss that.
When that video is ready, you'll find it here. And in the meantime, here's another video you might like. Please give me a thumbs up if you found this one helpful. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.